Hey, Jeremy the Tall Trainer here. And another thing to be working on nutrition that we don't talk about nearly as often. So you got everything entered in there. You're measuring it. You're in your calorie range. You get your protein, carbohydrates, and fat. You've got your potassium, or not your potassium. You got your fiber going. I'm talking about potassium right now. You're working on potassium. Interesting thing to work on. And why am I mentioning potassium? All right. I consider potassium, a fairly essential nutrient there, in that they can't really add it to supplements. They're not going to fortify cereals with it. They can't put it in some of those things because overdosing on potassium could be a problem. So they're not allowed to put it as a supplement as much. All right. But we need it still. It's still a very, very important nutrient, and it helps balance out our electrolytes. So we do need this potassium, in our bodies. And the best way to get it is through natural sources. So a lot of times when I'm looking at people's grades, sometimes they have amazing grades in nutrition. They look awesome, throughout their whole nutrition score. It's like, wow, look at how great you got A's, 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 A's. But they've had a protein bar, or they've had a protein supplement, a powder, or they've had a cereal that's been fortified. So basically all those things have a crushed up multivitamin added to the batter of the food. All right. And so you go, well, that's not exactly what we're going for. We want to try to get as much of our nutrition from actual food as possible. And really, potassium shows how well you're doing that, since it can't be added any other way. So if your potassium grade is an F, and it's constantly an F, look at how much vegetables you're taking in. All right, so you're probably going to need to up the ante on vegetables to score higher on that. For me, potassium is like the signal of all the other nutrients we're not getting. So, we keep track of certain ones. We have multivitamins that have certain vitamins and minerals in them. But there's probably like 1,000 other nutrients in real food that our body uses, but we just don't understand yet. We understand maybe 1/10 there is to know about food. And so I consider potassium as a signal of how many of those other nutrients are we getting in. So if your potassium score is an F and it's constantly an F, there's probably some other micronutrients, phytochemicals, bioflavonoids, all these kind of things that are not getting into your body. And so work on potassium, and maybe you got a better chance of getting some of the other things that are still kind of a mystery, but will still be beneficial long term. All right? Have fun. Be safe. God bless.